tonight. So we haven't had a CR researcher here on the show before, but he has at least tentatively committed to a show next week, March 22nd, same time, right here on this channel. You got it. Someone asked about bacon. Do I have to answer questions about bacon here tonight before the show's over? Yeah. What's my opinion on bacon? I do eat it once in a while. But I was seduced by the anti-fat crusade, let's say, that said, get rid of all bacon, get rid of all eggs. Excuse me. Now, maybe some of you in the chat tonight and watching the show tonight aren't old enough to remember the anti-fat excuse me, crusade. Back on March 1st, I got a cold. Last week, I was just getting over it. But now, I've got a little scratchy throat left. If I talk too long, that's what happens. And, excuse me, my mug is dry. I don't have any more green tea left to drink. So I'll try not to cough too much. Sorry about that. So rude of me. I'm 38. I remember the anti-fat crusade back in the late 70s through the 80s. And if anyone had heart trouble, they said, don't eat eggs, don't eat bacon, don't eat any fat, none whatsoever. Donuts, fine. You know, pasta, fine. You know, potatoes all day long, whatever you want to eat, as long as it doesn't have fat. Which was, unfortunately, bad advice. You know, you can eat a higher percentage of carbs if you want, if you're, you know, on a diet, you know, like caloric restriction. But, you know, too many people, I saw too many people eating way too many refined carbs. And many people I know in the chat tonight know what I'm talking about with that. But yeah, bacon not fried. Frank Buzzin says, if you don't fry it, can't imagine bacon not fried. Well then, you know, and that is another thing, another little health tip there is raw food, you know. And one of my tricks, people say, well, how do you eat raw meat? You're going to get sick, you know, you're going to barf. Okay, what I do is I dry. I dry meat, I make jerky. And I don't put in too many preservatives on it, some sea salt and some seasonings. And I dry it at like 95 degrees so it doesn't go through the cooking process. I could show it to you, but we're not gonna. Once in a while, I take the camera and I go around the house, and we took a look in the refrigerator and my cupboards before, just to see what type of things I eat. After all, I mean, I am the executive director of the Immortality Institute. Some people want to know what I eat. It's nothing too fancy, but that's one thing. When I do eat some meat, is it's usually dried. It's jerky, so that it doesn't have to be cooked. Bacon, I don't know if you can do that with bacon. You know, I guess it comes cured already. It already has salt on it and stuff like that. I suppose you could dry it, but freezing as well does tend to kill most parasites. I don't know, because that's how sushi is created. They freeze it. And there's certain regulations. You have to keep it at 0 degrees for 72 hours. No, not 0 centigrade, but 0 Fahrenheit, which would be minus 20 centigrade, something around there, minus 20 or something. And that's how they prepare sushi. So they freeze it, kill the parasites, and then they serve it raw, basically. And I know in the past a lot of people used to eat raw meat. When I was growing up, that was they had this raw meat pate type of thing. You put it on a cracker, people ate it and they loved it, and they're like, oh yeah, it was just ground up stuff, and I know some people eat foie gras or whatever they call it, raw stuff, raw meat, but it is dangerous. You can't eat raw meat without the right preparation, like I mentioned, sushi, or curing it with salt and drying it like jerky, things like that. So don't go trying that and getting sick, okay? Okay, were there any other questions while I was babbling on about bacon? Babbling on about bacon. Hey, it's fun, Cat food? What? What are you Angelique is talking about cat food. I was watching the number of viewers, and on my screen it said the highest I thought I saw tonight was 47. Simultaneous viewers. Eric said, oh, stand on my head if it breaks it. First, we got to get a ruling here on, did we have 50 viewers here tonight? I don't think there were 50. From what I was keeping my eye on it, I thought we got up to 47. I'm thinking about that. I watch that. Nick says bacon is good. And I'm not so afraid of bacon anymore. I'm not going to overdose on bacon. I'm not going to eat it every day. But I eat it without regret nowadays because I stay away. I don't eat so many carbs or refined carbs, and I'm not afraid of fat as much as I used to be as far as the bacon goes. But anyway, I saw 47. There were 60 plus in the chat, but not viewers. We're going to have to hold out for 50 simultaneous viewers. And for those of you who are not in on the game here, I'm going to end the show here on this note, and after the recording is done, I'll explain it, why we're talking about 50 viewers in the program. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the show tonight with our very special guest, Scott Miller of 3D Realms. I want to thank him very much for showing up once again on the show. A lot of great information about life extension and about the game industry. And I hope you enjoyed the show. Remember, every week on Sunday evenings, 6 p.m. That's right, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, 2200 GMT, the Sunday Evening Update, the place to get all your news and views of life extension from around the world.